It ain't easy being a critic. Sure, it's nice being your own boss and stuff like that, but the catch is to always go for that big target. Nowadays, they don't come in easy, and they certainly don't call in much attention. Reviewing isn't as big as they used to be, and they certainly don't put food on the table anymore. For the most part, it ends up leaving you starving, eating nothing but these candy sticks. I'm no longer the kind that looks for reviews anymore. I mostly wait until reviews find me.
Yo, AniMat's!
Hey Gunderson, hold on a sec, let me put you on speaker. What's up?
Good news, bud. Looks like we got a Patreon bounty, and it's a pretty big one.
Oh really? It's not something that's hard to find, right? Not sure if I'm in the mood for a scavenger hunt.
You won't have to go too far, actually.
Oh?
In fact, this one is in your collection. Check it out for yourself. And, it's a TV show, by the way. Maybe try a little lower.
What the? Cowboy Bebop? I have that?
Apparently. But hey, it's an easy catch. Just jog your memory and you should be all good. You have seen Cowboy Bebop, right?
Well, to be honest, dude, the most that I know about this is just the title, and that's pretty much it.
You've got to be kidding me! And you call yourself the expert of animation knowledge here?
Hey, I didn't say that! I mean, I don't have the time to watch everything, you know!
Alright, I'm just messing with you. Here's what you gotta know. Unlike the animes you've bountied before, this one is its own original thing, not even based on a manga. Created by Sunrise's animation crew known as Hajime Yatate, the team, along with director Shinichiro Watanabe, made a series inspired by Lupin III that was originally meant to sell toys for Bandai. The toy part got scrapped, but the show still continued on with the team having 100% creative control. The series was first released in Japan on April 3rd, 1998, and then later found its way into America on September 2nd, 2001 as one of the new shows during the debut of Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Now, calling this a hit would be a bit of an understatement here. This show has gotten some of the biggest praise that any animated series could ever get. Great reviews, tons of awards, frequently mentioned in top 10 lists, you name it, Bebop's got it. In fact, the series has gotten so big that it's often associated as one of the greatest animes of all time, and a TV show that has to be watched by both anime fans and non-anime fans. So at least if it's not for the bounty, it'll be good for you that you'll fully understand what Cowboy Bebop is.
Yeah, I guess he'll put me on the loop with some anime stuff.
Now keep on the goggles. I'm sending you the data about the series right now.
Wait, what?
AniMat's? I think you might have to buy an upgrade.
I would like some seconds!
Well, at least I know it works. Alright, snap out of it.
Okay, I gotcha. Whew, oh man.
So, what do you think?
Well, that certainly was a lot of information to gather, but you know what? Somehow that all makes sense.
In its core, it's a sci-fi western about some out-of-luck bounty hunters always running and looking for their next catch. But on the inside, it contains so much content that a series of this size wouldn't normally handle to hold all at once. It would explore so many genres, introduce so many complex characters, bring up so many concepts, and give the narrative so many twists and turns. And yet, the beauty of Cowboy Bebop is how it can manage so much in a way that feels comprehensible for the viewer, all while staying within its realm of reality for it all to make sense. As the show would slowly unveil itself, it would become more of a character-driven plot where people might come in for the bounty action, but would stick around to learn about what happened in the past of the main characters. Of course, the main plot would follow Spike, as his past would return to finish the job. But it also dives deep into other Bebop crew members as well, like Jet as a former cop, Faye Valentine as the con artist who tries to remember who she was, and Edward as the eccentric hacker that's also a kid living alone.
Sense of justice and duty, huh?
First time he's home in years, of course he's gonna go see her.
You know, he's kidding himself if he thinks his old girlfriend's still carrying a torch for him.
And you're kidding yourself if you think every woman's like you. They're not, you know.
Duty calls 3 o'clock tea!
This results in the series to have some amazingly well-written characters that present so many sides to them that they feel a lot more human and three-dimensional. They would come in and audiences would get used to their personality, but then something would happen and the changes would become more apparent, especially with their point of view on life. Also, the voice actors did an amazing job executing the performance of the characters. That English dub left some admirable work worth listening.
You wanted to know what happened to my arm.
Huh?
This is what I paid, yeah, for being too gung-ho and running ahead of the game. You get the point?
I don't want to do this, Jet.
Then why are you?
Let's just say my past is catching up to me.
Wait. You listened to the English dub of this?
Yeah, any problem with that?
Well, anime fans usually just stick with Japanese with subtitles, and...
Hey, listen. If the option of an English dub is there, then that means that it is there because it's meant to be listened to. I mean, there's no specific rule where it says that I must watch the Japanese sub, right?
Yeah, but some fans might judge you for it.
Gun, listen. With the way that I dress, does it look like I'm someone who follows any sort of social norms?
Good point.
Anyways, the secondary characters are also fascinating to check out. Not only would they help add into the development of the main ones, but they would also throw in their own little story to flesh themselves out and have a bit of a memorable moment. The Outlaws, on the other hand, are the guys that would spice things up, not necessarily with their characteristics, but more with the types of crimes they commit and how they try to avoid getting bountied. Some of the more memorable ones include, well, of course, the main antagonist Vicious, Uday Taksim, who played a big part in Jet's mechanical arm, and Mad Pierrot, who is both insane and invincible. But while the show does a great job with crafting the characters, the only thing that could get up to that level would have to be the animation. Since the beginning of the series, the main hook to capture audiences would be the action, and the visuals supply a wide variety of that. Spike would often find himself in martial arts combat, dangerous gunfights, and even go as big as using their spaceships for battle. Thanks to the strong execution of the animation, these scenes are also what make the series intense and highly engaging, where it knows that this is where it needs to store more energy than before. But even during the calmer moments, that's when it would take its time for viewers to suck in the quality of the visuals. It would almost reach to the levels of feature quality by using clean and detailed designs by Toshiro Kawamoto, fluid and creative character animation, and some gorgeous backgrounds that turn the entire solar system into a functional and sometimes habitable civilization. Even some of the use of computer animation does look impressive, especially when this is coming from a 1998 animated series.
Awaken your spirit. Shed the filth of your physical body. Now.
Well, I'm not wrong when I gave you that info, right?
Oh yeah, I will give credit to where credit is due, and when this thing does something right, it does it near perfectly.
Okay, so seal of approval and call it a day?
Not yet, Gun, because I am not done with this yet.
Huh?
Now, just because it did some amazing things, that doesn't necessarily mean that it could get away with any sort of criticism.
Oh no, you know some people are gonna snap if they hear you, right?
Relax, Gun. I'm not saying that it has any major flaws or anything like that. I think it's important to at least discuss some minor issues about the show. Nitpicks, if you will. And what I mean is the overall structure of the story throughout the series. I get it. When it comes to some TV shows, you gotta have a little story happening for every episode, and optionally a big plot line that would take the whole series to reveal. This is one of those that does both, and it does both very well. The big plot line regarding the character's past open up a new layer that newcomers would not expect in a series like this, and the small stories on each episode are interesting with the way they each would explore something new to try out. But here's the catch. Those episodes work individually. The problem is that the stories would inconsistently go on and off regarding which elements are vital to the overall plot, or which ones are just one-parters that would only contextually happen in that one episode. Sometimes it would seem like it would be a big life-changing deal, but by the next episode, things are back to normal in the ship. Like, in the episode Toys in the Attic, there's this evil blob that's infecting the crew with what could be a deadly virus. The episode ends with most of them caught with it and sleeping, but then in the next episode, everything seems to be fine. No mention of what happened or what was that ever again. Sure, the episode was well done by setting up a horror-like atmosphere, but this is an example of something that would happen in the show and then one would later ask, what was the point of that? So what I'm trying to say is that it's hard to tell what's important to know in the show and what can be just a throwaway.
Okay, so you say there are some inconsistency issues. Any other problems you got?
Nah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, they're nothing more but nitpicks.
Oh, well in that case, sounds like you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I can totally see why people love this.
Without a doubt, Cowboy Bebop is one of the most well-crafted animes out there. The story is engaging with some interesting twists, the quality of the animation far surpasses television standards, the action is intense in all the right ways, the voice acting is spot on, and features some of the most strongly written characters for an animated series. It may be a bit inconsistent to know what would count as important data or just one-off moments, but it's such an amazing feat how the Sunrise crew managed to put in so much detail, ideas, character development, and even philosophies in just 26 episodes. No doubt that this is a mandatory watch for anime fans, considering how big its impact is, but for the non-anime fans, this is a good watch if they need a unique sci-fi or western fix. And don't worry, Gun, this is something great that I would give a 9 out of 10 with the AniMat's seal of approval.
Hey, by the way, there's also a movie that was made back in 2001 by the same people that made the series that said before the finale. Got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know, I am aware of that, but I'm going to save that one for another day. One bounty at a time, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I guess one big show like that is enough for one day.
Oh yeah, sure. Which, by the way, when am I going to see the reward for this?
Hold on, I'm checking right now. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Bad news. Patreon bounty is all good, but it looks like it got slapped with a copyright claim.
Ah, not again!
Don't worry, I'm on it. In the meantime, you can take this share.
Yeah, alright, sure. Thanks, Gun.
Take care, kid.
Like I said, being a critic is never easy. At least I can rely on the new releases.
I don't need the info anymore.